and welcome once again. All Takes Valid, episode 40. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, joined once again with Spence or SP21.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So, Vic, why don't you go ahead and give him a rundown for today's episode?
Before I give that rundown, just want to give a shout out to my co-hosts, Trey and Spencer, holding it down last week. Had as y'all discussed over on the episode 39 of All Takes Valid, I had a gender reveal, and it was a boy, as y'all stated on the last episode. Um, happy about that. But now back to business. So for today's episode, for All Takes Valid episode 40, we will be going over the Lakers drought, followed by the Jaguars offseason moves, what we believe that they should do in order to um, become relevant, become competitive this upcoming season. We will be doing this um, going up into the draft, just giving a team by team analysis of what we believe that they should do. So this is the first one. Since the Jags have the first overall pick, we're going by worst team to the best team. And then the last topic that we will end off with is the welcome back, number 7. Well, Spence has that number 7 that we're gonna get ready to talk about.
But with that being said, Lakers drought. Spence,
Oh.
I will let you take it off. I'll let you pop off that topic real quick. Just gonna say the Lakers currently are on a 3-game losing streak. They have lost in the last 5 games. They have lost 4 out of 5. So Brooklyn, they lost 109 to 98, which started off the streak. Then they lost to Miami 96-94, and then the last game most recently was against Washington in overtime, 127 to 124. So with that being said, Spence.
Who would knew that the defending champ, the defending Los Angeles Lakers, will be struggling right now? It seems familiar, don't it, guys? I know it. Everybody's like, "What's going on? This is the Lakers. This should not be happening. You guys are favored to win the finals again. What's going on? Why is this happening? It's the CAV effect. That's what's happening. The CAV effect. What's the CAV effect, Spencer? Let me explain to you guys. The CAV effect is when LeBron James get on a team and all these pieces go around him, but he needs one more superstar around him to make it all work. Now, with AD healthy, oh man, it looks fantastic. But when he's hurt, it looks like the Cavs all over again. It's the Cavs all over again, gentlemen. They lose to the Heat by 2. They lose in overtime to the Wizards. You lost to Russ? Don't get me wrong, Bradley Beal. I love Bradley Beal. I get it. But you lost to Russ? You baby Russ in the playoffs. And he was on a team in the Western Conference that was able to make playoffs. You lose to Russ and a team that might not make playoffs, who's on another note, who's on a 5-game winning streak. The Wizards on a 5-game winning streak, which is also surprising. But yes. Do you want to hear a funny fact? You know, the Lakers are 0-8, I believe, in the last 2 minutes of games, except for that overtime.
Interesting.
Not including free throws. These are jumpers. You're telling me y'all missing jumpers? I'm not talking about heavy contested jumpers. I get it. Heavy contested, somebody in the face. Hey, that's defense. Wide open jumpers, y'all missing? That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy. And LeBron, you shooting at the gym But then AD goes down and you're missing free throws, you're airballing. What's going on? I know you don't want to. I know you want to facilitate.
That's your best free throw shooter?
That's your best free throw shooter?
I heard that last episode.
And the funny thing about it is like, I know like Kyrie's trying to get like, talking smack and everything, but I'm like, no, that's a serious question. He's your best free throw shooter?
Well, no, he's
So
not.
you telling me
He's technically
at
not
that
their
time.
best. He's not.
So you telling me
their best.
So you telling me Dennis Schroeder, Alex Caruso, Wesley Matthews, KCP, you telling me they all suck?
Well, no, Caruso and I believe Schroeder, their numbers like from the free throw are actually better statistically, but
yes, that's what I'm saying.
But again, it's LeBron James, so if anybody's going to take that free throw, it's going to be him.
It's going to be LeBron. I get it. But
I'm pretty sure though that Caruso wasn't on the court at that time.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
So that's why LeBron was by default the best shooter on the floor at the time.
Yeah.
But Dennis was.
That's why he was the one.
But I get what you're saying. But I mean, Dennis was there. Dennis had an 85% free throw.
Yeah.
That's higher than LeBron's.
This is something that we've all known about LeBron. That's not one of his strong suits.
It's not.
I get it.
I get it. You're the king. This your team. Hey, if anybody's gonna win this game, it's going to be me. I get it. But LeBron, you're 0-4 on the free throws. You're 0-4 on free throws, on clutch ones too.
I mean, I don't get the big deal though, honestly. I mean, I get it, but
well, I get what everybody's like making a big deal about it. I get why, because now we're about to get closer to the All-Star break. We're getting closer to All-Star break. That means y'all losing to teams that are not really trying yet. And y'all losing close games to teams that are actually trying yet. AD might not be back for a little, might be back after the All-Star break and a little, like 2 weeks after, I think. I have to look like the medical, like how long he's out for. But like after the All-Star break, y'all know after the All-Star breaks, people try hard now. Hey, we're trying to get finals now. Like we gotta try. So like y'all losing to teams that are not really supposed to be trying right now. If that's the case, if y'all struggling now, when the All-Star breaks happen, everybody goes back to their old teams, they're gonna be trying now. They're gonna be trying hard. Not all teams. But some teams that had playoff hopes, that has chances to get into playoff hopes, and y'all in the way for them, oh yeah, they're coming for you. The Lakers are now 3 games, almost 4 games behind the Jazz. The Wizards supposed to be their easy dub that they kick it off and they lost. The other 2, they gotta face Clips, Nuggets, and Jazz.
Well, from what I read, that the Lakers are currently 2.5 games behind Utah, and they're half a game ahead of the Clippers at the moment.
Right, at the moment.
But the only thing is that I would say about this, you know, it's still a lot of ball to play. Of course, there's a lot of issues going on right now, but we all got to remember back last season, before the bubble came about, the Lakers were struggling, perimeter defense, their 3-point shooting, their perimeter shooting, it was not good on either side, offensively or defensively. They were struggling quite a bit. Now, obviously, we see the importance of AD to the Lakers, but I wouldn't take so much of, this wouldn't be so much of a big deal to me right now. If it was closer to the playoffs, or actually more so in the playoffs, then that's when I would be more so getting ready to push the panic button. But you know, with LeBron teams, they're always, you know, competitive. come time playoffs, they just hit another switch, kind of like what the Kansas City Chiefs do. They, cruise through the regular season, and then come time postseason, that's when they turn up. So, I mean, as much as everybody's making a big deal about it, I just want to say what Aaron Rodgers always said probably back in 2012, I think it was, or whatever year it was. RELAX. Relax. Now, it's not looking good at the moment, especially with, the uncertainty of AD's injury, which is going to be a big part. Now, come time postseason, if AD is not available, if it's, he happens to get back on the court and it has somewhat like the same thing of the KD effect,
Right.
to where
Just
he re-injures it and it
re-aggravate.
gets worse,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's going to be devastating for the Lakers' chances of winning. But it's not so much the topic, because we're talking about the Lakers drought. But as everybody's talking about, Brooklyn is looking like the favorite in the East, but Utah is definitely making some noise. I would say they're doing more than making some noise. They're making a lot of noise over there in the West. But I'll let Trey continue if he has anything to say.
Yeah, they're ready. The Jazz is ready. But nah,
Yeah.
This just goes kind of to show people what I was saying all last season. And people were just shooting me down when I was saying that Anthony Davis was the real MVP of the Lakers. I'm just saying. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, LeBron is 36 now, right? So it's like it's
I'm 36.
It's a little different. He's not the player that he once was, but I'm not saying he's lost a step, but you get what I'm saying. He can't just put the whole team on his back.
Right. It's not
at this point.
It's not demon LeBron.
Yeah, having AD definitely does help out a lot. But that's all I was saying though. AD led the Lakers in pretty much every statistical category last year too. But everybody would argue me down that no, they would have made it without AD. Well, hopefully you don't have to see, but if this injury is something that lingers, you might have to prove that LeBron can still do it by himself.
Listen, whoever said that did not watch.
No, it's a lot of people. It was a lot of people.
They didn't even watch the Cavs.
There's another thing about this whole thing too that people probably tend to forget. There's obviously, this is a new Lakers team. Every team, there's always going to be a new crew of people. I believe at some point, especially during the playoffs, this may or may not show, but I think it most likely will show how much and how important Rondo was to the team. Rajon Rondo. Just because he would be able to,
this was like a complete overhaul almost.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you brought back KCP's back, you brought Kuzma back, AD, LeBron.
Morris?
Okay, Morris is still there.
Yeah. But you just seen how impactful.
Howard, he
said
low-key played a decent part. He played a decent role low-key.
Yep.
76ers. Rondo's a hawk.
Gone.
Rondo's a hawk.
And you gotta think too, like with AD, we typically know AD to being injured or having some kind of ailment. Like every time I see an injury report, I always see AD's name. He's always injured. Last year, he had a good stretch where he didn't get, he was, especially during the playoffs, he was clean.
But he had the scare though.
Yeah, he had a scare.
And it's too.
And here's the thing. And here's the thing with you, Vic, with what you're saying, Vic. That was the one thing I told all my friends that are Lakers fans. Like, oh, we got AD. I'm like, that's great, but which AD are you getting? Are you getting the healthy AD that can do all the things that we're seeing right now, or we're gonna get the injury-prone AD that made the Pelicans suffer? because he always got injured year after year after year with the same type of injury. That was
I mean,
the only problem I had with AD was he was injury prone. Like
why do y'all
hmm?
think that AD doesn't like getting in the blocks like that? Like he likes
What do you
to play
mean?
the four.
Like he don't like to play in the
He don't like to be the five.
like in the
Well,
paint
he
because
don't
He
like to
likes
be
to
in the
try
paint
to
like that. Yeah.
yeah, because
because
he
that's
knows
what
he get banged up in
because
that paint.
because if you watch all the time that he was in the Pelicans, he was always in the paint. He always got hurt.
Yeah. That's
He
why
always got
that's
that's why he's
why
outside
he says he
shooting.
doesn't want to be a center when he came to LA. Yep. So it's
He
just
always
like
get
he knows that he's injury prone.
It's in his head
He's
at
not
this point.
strong enough or he's not durable. Yeah, exactly. At this point, it's in his head that he's not
like if I
durable to be a center, a true center. That's why he wants to be a four.
right because he
But
knows if I
you know,
get him in the trenches, I'm gonna sit out.
but the
So
main thing though is why I brought up Rajon Rondo is that if they still had him right now, um, he would definitely alleviate some of the offense and just the minutes that LeBron has to play because he'd be the point.
they'll run the
He would
offense.
facilitate the ball.
Mhm.
Exactly, run the offense. Now it's all on LeBron to do it, which that was one of like AD was more so the MVP all throughout that postseason, but Rondo was truly like the MVP. Like it was just like he didn't get the recognition, but he definitely was like playing that Robin, didn't mind not getting the attention while LeBron was getting the Batman recognition as you know
Right.
to that whole playoff run.
All right.
But it was mainly just LeBron and AD that was really getting the attention because they're two big names. Rondo, obviously, he just did his part. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
Anybody
Uh
else?
I don't really have anything else in regards to it too. I just think it's kind of funny that people were trying to fight me like left and right every time.
of course. Of
What,
course. When it
what
comes
big
to
reason that
when it comes to the king, of course. Uh
I mean,
it's not
I'm a
saying
Lakers fan,
it's not
but
saying he's
obviously,
not
like,
it's not making him less of a king. Me saying that it's just the truth.
right, but
yeah,
The reason you
and
guys
that's
traded,
you
what you
know.
traded to get him is that's why. So
And to be honest, y'all really shouldn't have traded with y'all trade to get him, to be honest. But for me, Lakers fans, relax. It's still early. So let's not go crazy yet. But if I see it start to this trend continued, I'm calling y'all the Los Angeles Cavs. Just being honest.
don't do
It's it's just what I
that.
see.
Well, Lakers may be going on a drought, but next thing that we're getting ready to talk about, is the Jacksonville Jaguars on what they need to do this offseason to improve from the worst team in the NFL to potentially one of the possible contenders.
Okay.
Like I say, Super Bowl contenders, just playoff contention contenders. I feel
it's
getting
all
into the
right.
playoffs.